Hello leaders, Dr. Mickey Parsons here with the Workplace Coach. Today I'd like to talk with you about feedback. Feedback is a critical leadership skill. Much like coaching, it produces higher productivity, motivation, as well as engagement within our employees. Now I know there's been some naysayers that talk about folks going around the deliver of feedback, but the reality is that the data is in, and most people want feedback. In fact, millennials say that only 19% of them are receiving feedback that matters, and only 21% of the time are managers even meeting with their employees on a weekly basis. So they're hungry for this feedback. Not only the positive feedback that says, you did a great job with this specific behavior or task, and I want to see it repeated, but they also are hungry for those teachable moments as well as remediation. So I'd like to talk you through our feedback formula. It has several steps, all designed to focus on the behavior, not make the person wrong. The first step is to define the situation. Once we do that clearly, we move to the specific behaviors and describe those, along with the impact that we have observed as the manager. We want to clarify the why behind the impact. We want to make a request for correction or clarify an expectation. Then we check for understanding and plan to follow up. So here's an example of how we might utilize this formula. Let's say I am Sally's sales manager, and we've just come from an important presentation. And I ask her into my office and I say, Sally, I would like to talk with you for a few minutes about your behavior in that presentation we just came from. You seemed extremely distracted. I noticed multiple times that you were checking your watch, you were looking at your phone, you were kind of fidgeting in your chair. That made me feel uncomfortable, and I sort of got a sense that you didn't want to be there and you certainly weren't focused. And I'm guessing that the client got those same type of vibes, which of course is really a critical issue when it comes to sales and the consultative vibe that we want to promote within the organization. So let's talk a little bit about why this happened. What's going on? How can we make this a non-issue going forward? So I hear from Sally, hear her side of the story, and then I make a request for correction. I say, well, okay, you know what? We have a staff meeting this afternoon, so I'm going to make a request that you leave your watch and your cell phone at your desk. Take notes, pay attention, and practice the behavior that you want to exhibit when we are on a customer site. Then, when we are at our next presentation 2 days from now, I'm going to observe you and give you some feedback as we drive away from that meeting. How does that sound to you? Any other questions, thoughts around a solution here? Okay, very good. So we're going to follow up. We're going to practice this afternoon. We're going to continue that practice at our next presentation. And I'm going to give you feedback after both of those, and we will decide if there's additional clarification or action that needs to be taken. Fair? Great. So in this example, again, it's all about Sally's behavior, what was observed, the impact, and why that was an issue to begin with, for me as the manager, as well as for Sally. Then we're going to continue to focus on this, and that follow-up piece is the one most often missed. We hit it, we kind of run away from it and keep our fingers crossed, hoping that our employees just get it right next time. We can't take the risk. Document it, put it in your calendar, and make sure that we follow up. So this is the beginning, a primer, if you will, for giving good and effective feedback. I would encourage you to do some research. It is all about how we do this, how we ask great questions and engage the employee in solving their own problem. Very much like coaching. So if you have other questions, let us know. We can share a feedback formula worksheet with you. Contact us at theworkplacecoach.com. Have a terrific day. I'll see you soon.